Mwathani nekegeke wereirwo kuu mungetho gitumotige ciana ciaku na mana muthuri Mwathani nekegeke wereirwo kuu mungetho yerirwe tari muhiti na mayuna girwo iganjo so ni Mwathani.
And I ask myself, the kind of music that you did.
Yes.
And of course, we'll go to part B of that conversation.
Yes.
Because then a lot of it has now been made to sound very bad music.
Yeah, they were by some people, yeah.
They have adulterated it for lack of a better term.
Yes.
But there was just that desire to educate, to pass values, to pass wisdom.
True to your word. There was that desire because I had seen so many things happening. So many things for a boy of my age. I could see people even beating one another, stealing from one another, making other things that are quite inflammatory. So all I did, I just watched and became like a tape recorder.
Yes.
I would record everything with my mind of what I'm seeing. Yes, I could see some people getting drunkard and sleeping on the floor or even on the road.
Yes.
Yes, that I watched all those things.
Right.
And that's how I made
that's why your inspiration for the music was.
Good. Let's call it inspiration.
Right.
It came from there.
Societal issues.
Yes.
Problems within our society.
Yes.
Right.
Because up to now, I would rather not sing a song praising somebody. I would better sing a song at least informing some that is informative and even some that would encourage somebody to live tomorrow.
And shape a better community.
And shape a better, community. And also shape everyone that is around him and it show them how to become a good, better person.
Because it looks to me, JB, you carried that crop of musicians. I mean, you've talked about yourself, the Camaros of this world.
Yes.
Looks like you carried a burden for community.
That happened. Definitely, yes. Because like now, when I did music, I didn't do it for fun. I just wanted to be like a prophet who says things and it tells people, "Hapana, musipite hapa, let's pass here," and it's kind of like I succeeded. Yes, because like there is that lady, my cousin. She didn't like my music because I would always say Mobi when making a song.
Yes.
And then I would say Mobi wa mami. I would sing a song like Mobi wa mami.
Yes.
Oh, na modo ni uramweda. She said, "Are you singing about me?"
Unanichomea.
Oh, na modo ni uramweda. Ona karabinga. Maria. I think dog kanyona gakuwetwo na kirori geturera. No, and then you didn't like it. You keep film. Are you singing about me?
And was it about her, by the way?
You said she was my example.
Yes.
Because I joked with her.
Right.
But definitely sometimes I'd go extreme.
Right.
So I say Mobi, that's her name. She wouldn't sue me.
Right.
But this time if we do it to another lady, she can sue you.
Of course.
And then,
of course.
Yes. That's
but you personified the past.
Exactly.
You gave a persona.
Exactly. I chose the ladies first because they have a responsibility. Because when a lady have some children, one or even two, those children are looking up on her. If that, you can see that. Let me give you an example of a chicken. If you kill the chicken and it had some chicks, probably 20, what will you do with the 20 chickens? They all die.
Yes.
They all die.
Because they all looked up to the
to the mother.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Now it is the same with the lady.
Right.
If anything happens to the lady, the children
will
are
be affected. Right.
Yes. That's why I always went to mambo ya kuimba mambo ya wanawake waweke boma mzuri. Like the song I did. Ladies don't love it. I would perform it on every time I go anywhere, but they don't like it. I can see, I always see their faces when I do that.
Maybe you wanna feel kwani ni sisi tu na vile na wengine.
It's called Mudonini Kegeke.
Right.
Mudonini Kegeke wereirwo kou mungetho gitumotige ciana ciaku na mana muthuri. Mudonini Kegeke wereirwo kou mungetho yeriwe tari muhiti na mayuna girwo iganjo. So what happened to you?
Yes.
Yes. You see?
You even leave your children.
You even left your children.
Right.
With mzee.
Right.
Now, if you cannot be, if you cannot be, realize you are doing bad, you'll never make it in life and all that. So that's why they don't like that song. But I always sing to them, and I do feel that they collect their ways.
This counsel is rich in itself.
Yes, yes.
Because those are the fibers within community that break.
Yes.
And when they break, the society no longer holds together.
Yes. You see, that song, there is a phrase that says, Wetuire kere kia jira nawe nyokuonana na nyoni. Kere, you know what is kere? Nyokuonana na miracle ireto mianga miruru. Miracle, you know who they are?
But you can explain it for the people of the audience.
Miracle are those guys who don't care.
Yes.
They just drink beer and anaenda akikunywa hata akimaliza na tupa kikombe na anaenda. Yeah, they don't care. They don't have a home.
Right.
They just sleep on the street. Those are called miracle.
Na ukicheza utakutana na hao.
Na ukicheza utakutana nao. Wetuire kere kia jira nawe nyokuonana na nyoni. Nyokuonana na miracle ireto mianga miruru. Nyogucemania na hiti iria itoi ndiri umu. Kiugo riki mukondo miri ugakorwo wadirikana. Yeah, it is strong. Very strong.
It's a very strong message.
Very strong.
Very strong message.
Utakutana. And I think it wasn't an it kind of like I was prophesying because for her it happened the same.
But you know, JB, let me tell you, sometimes the society has been unable to pass those hard messages.
Yes. Yeah.
But we pay the price of the fact that then the hard messages are no longer being told. Because think about it, JB Maina. Even at home, we are not talking about these things.
We don't talk
about this. We avoid talking about this.
Yes, we avoid it. All the time we avoid.
But avoiding does not prevent the situation from happening.
It doesn't stop anything from happening.
And you know, to your point, JB, it's either we'll go through the pain of having the hard discussions or we will then deal with the painful consequences.
And you know, the painful thing that comes after all this it's not easy to handle.
Absolutely.
It's not easy
to handle. It's painful. Difficult.
It's painful. Yeah.
And you know, sometimes I ask JB, when you sit where you sit,
yes,
having been a voice to community,
yes,
and observing what's going on in our society,
yes,
I'm sure there are a few things you'd want to speak back to the community.
Yes. As for our community, respect has been thrown through the window. Because you'll see, as for the youth, not those very small youth kind of, there's those ones that are in at 18, 20, 21, 22. It's like they have been finding solace only in beer or in pombe.
Right.
That's the only where they can find solace. And I pity them because once you start taking only beer and nothing else and meeting those kind of people that are in those
clubs,
right. Let's call them crabs.
Right.
And then you decide though that those are the ones that are going to be your friend. You are lost. Yes. Because I do remember
But they will say they're enjoying.
2 weeks ago, that's what they say. They say they're enjoying, but we find them not enjoying and they in fact they become a nuisance. So because they make a lot of noise, and then they fight among themselves for no reason at all, and then they spend money that they've been given by their parents, probably to pay for college. Because I remember one day somewhere I have a shop in Ongatarungai, and now just near my shop there was this boy from a prominent family.
Yes.
He had been given 100K by his daddy to go and pay for the college.
Right.
I think it's Catholic University or LMU. Let me not quote those things. I think you shouldn't have them on the tape here.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, that boy kept in. He went and took a seat where there is a balcony of the hotel, of the club, and then he would shout from there, "Wewe, maumbwa nyinyi, mkuja mkunywa pombe, I have money." And then when the ladies came, he would give them his phone and tell them, "Unataka pesa ngapi?" I want 10,000 to buy a phone. Sawa, wake up, pin, the pin, let me tell you the pin. And then he drank from today, slept there on those seats. His friends went home and they came back the next day.
Found him there.
They went on drinking. The third day, he didn't have even a coin. Yeah.
And the school fees has not been paid.
And the school fees have not been paid. Now, all I'm saying is that if only they can avoid that, that is when they'll get to their destination in a proper way.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
But now, if they take that to be a solace, they'll never get. They feel what they would have wanted to be.
And you know, unfortunately, JB, at some point, not only does it end in the 20s.
Yes.
But sometimes it becomes addictive, and you find yourself even in the 30s. And moving on.
As for those ones, those are forgone case. They don't come back. We keep it hapo, it's a point of no return.
Right.
So we don't even talk about them. We leave them. And that is what's happening now.
You're not able to go back.
They are not able to come back. And see, I think you have been hearing this thing about Moranga. You have
how much they just have. Yes.
That is what comes out of being so much taken by that kind of life.
So it's either you turn back while it can be salvaged.
Yes, at the age of 22
yes.
to 25.
Yes.
You turn back there. If you don't, my friend,
and you know you have been a prophet sometime. So unless Mungu asaidie.
Hapo, na hata yeye anaonaga ngumu kidogo. Anajaribu, alikuwa amejaribu sana, sasa imefika mahali, and that's when the people start saying, hey, sasa hapa kuna, there are no children, there are nothing.
Nursery
zinafungwa. And I went to a nursery school there. I saw, it's true. All the doors were locked with a padlock. Hakuna watoto.
Hiyo generation ni kama imepotea.
Hiyo imepotea, imeisha. I went to Murang'a.
Why is it a problem in the mountain?
I think it's about drinking.
It's too much.
About drinking, yes.
Well, it's being done too much.
Yes, because when somebody drinks the way they do, there's nothing they can do. They cannot make money, and they cannot even make the other one.
So depression, frustration
steps in, and sometimes when they are angry or when they are frustrated, what they do, they bang things around and even say, mimi nitajinyonga. That's what all that they say. Mimi
life loses meaning.
It loses meaning. Yeah.
So we go to hopeless positions.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
I hope something can be done about it, JB.
Definitely yes. But I cannot say that it is the church. The church cannot be able to hold these people together. And then even a system in the way they can maneuver their life. No, I think the older generation should take responsibility. Yes.
That's where the solution lies.
Yes, the older generation should take their responsibility. These children grew and looking upon them as their mentors. Look what we have done to our children now. Yeah, we are messed up.
So ultimately, the older generation takes responsibility.
Yes. Because now, like now, when you have lots of properties, if you just happen to leave the property behind, this property is sold before even a month is gone.
Even before you're buried.
Even before somebody is buried.
Right.
And then everything, nothing is left there. They just leave their mother crying, wondering what to do next.
And because
they sell even the place that the mother is living. Them, they don't care. They can sleep anywhere they want on the corridors of the shops. They don't care. That's how far.
But where did we go wrong? When did the rain start beating us, JB?
If I am asked where the rain started beating us, it's when we agreed that the children will be telling us what to do, and not the parent telling the children what to do. Yes.
That's when it started beating.
That is when yes, because these days their child can come, a boy who is able to drive a car can come to you and tell you, Dad, I want to go and visit my friends. Let's take kifungue ya gari. And then you would say no, and then he coerces you until you give him the key. If you give him the key, that means you have given in. Umekubali. So he comes the next day with something else, another request. And
so they keep pushing the boundaries.
They keep pushing, yes, they keep pushing you until one day, unasema apana, alafu mama yake anasema, but lakini unampeaga, mpatie. And then hapo ndio
anaitwa kababa.
Yeah, kababa, mpatie. He always brings the car safe.
Yeah.
That is when you realize the nini has been taken away. Some part of your commanding authority has been taken away.
So we handed over authority. The older generation handed over authority to the younger generation.
Yes. And even now, if you already says, ulisema utamununulia, don't give in. No. You'll be giving away a part of your authority.
Right.
And that is very dangerous to our children.
Because we don't then nurture the responsibility.
Exactly. It's like we are running away from the responsibility because kama utaki kumfanyia venye ataka unajificha, utaki akupate. Yeah. Unajua, I'll go home at saa 6, that's when I'll find him asleep. He wanted a laptop and I don't have money.
And you can't face him to say, I don't have money right now.
I don't have money. We don't need a laptop this time. We need the unga.
Right. Yes. And those are the important discussions we must have.
Yes, and that is a problem because we never have chance for that.
We are running away from those discussions. We
always run away from them. And again, these days, if a person is not my father, I can't give them respect. If I only respect my father,
my biological father.
Yes, if he says something, I will listen. But any other person of my father's age, I don't care.
And that's not what it was back in the day.
That is not how it was at that time.
The child was raised by the community.
He was raised by community.
Anyone
I remember
who looked like your father was like your father.
Was like your father.
It was your parent.
Yes. I remember one day that was sometimes that we decided as we were going to primary school around class 3. And then we decided today we are not going to school with my friend. And we decided let's have a place, let's look for grass, hide in the grass until in the evening when we see students going home, then we come out and pretend we are in school and go home together with the other children. And wazazi will not know. But little did I know there was a mzee there hiding his cattle and his mbuzi. He saw us. He saw where we sneaked and where we hid. He came and he's kind of when he came, he had a stick, and we thought it was for the mbuzi that he was eating.
Little did you know.
Little did we know that after we agreed to go near him, what will face us, and that is what he did. In fact, we went to school learning. You were tandikwa proper. Yes, and then when we got to school, the teacher was asking, where have you been? And that mzee told the teacher, they have been hiding. Yes. And we had another punishment. Now you're even pleading with the teacher not to tell your parents at home. Yes, now you're even afraid the teacher will tell the parents at home. And they did. And they told the parents at home, they sent a letter through somebody else from our area. Yes. Akapeleka barua, and then hapo bado unaambiwa iko tatu yako before you go to sleep.
Triple punishment the same day.
Yeah, and we behaved. From there we behaved.
And those things protected us.
Yes,
they built us.
That is what we are lacking.
That's part of what build our discipline.
Yes, that is what build us as men.
Right.
Yes, as responsible men, I would say. That is what made those responsible people.
Today, that Mzee, if he tried to do what he did, he would be in court. Someone would sue him.
No, and do you know who that would be?
Yeah.
The father of the son.
The son who would sue that Mzee.
Would sue that Mzee, and the mother would say, you shouldn't kill our child like this.
Then they will also sue the school.
Exactly.
Because of punishing him.
Yeah. And the neighbors will start by backbiting Mzee. This Mzee kichwa yake anachapa watoto hivyo.
So eventually the child knows they can do what they want to do.
They can do what they want to do. And that's why, like now, when you give money to the child, they know you are. It's like you have given them. You can do whatever you want with that money. Do you know much of that money end up in situations that you wouldn't want to know?
So as a community, we are paying a price.
Yes,
we have to pay a very steep price for this.
Yes, because in Thika, I have a son in Thika. And there are times they are given a chance to go home. That is midterm and probably when after school close. Sasa kijana na vijana wengine akitoka shule ni wakati wa midterm na ama wakati wa kufunga shule. But akitoka shule huko unakuta kuna watu wengine pia wamekuwa wengi kwa barabara, kwa kona za manyumba. I think
they are just waiting.
They are just waiting for these small boys. Sasa kijana kija, if he is interested, anashikwa tu shati anaambiwa kuja tuongee. And they end up doing those things that they didn't even expect.
They had no intention to.
Yes, and they had no intention to.
But they are lured into it.
Yes, they are lured into it. Now, it is for mzazi to tell the kijana, you are going the wayward ways. Think before you do anything.
Well, JB, I asked myself, but are we having these discussions?
We don't.
At home. Forget about it.
We are busy.
At home.
As the men of the house, yes, we are very busy. Because in the evening we have to give to call somebody and tell them tukutane mahali fulani tukunywe kamoja. That is not what is important in this life. And that's why you see the families crumbling. Inakwisha na unabaki ukiwa peke yako.
Because now the sons are left with their mothers.
Yes, with their mother.
Yet the men are supposed to teach their sons.
To teach their sons.
Right.
Ladies cannot do that to their sons.
Right.
No.
Right.
No. And then we have a big problem now. Because if you cannot teach your boy how to live when he becomes 80 or 50 or 60 like you, how will you be able to maneuver it with him when he doesn't even that's the responsibility of taking care of a mzazi. When you need him, you'll never find him. Yeah, he'll be out there taking beer with the other people.
Because that's also what he saw you do.
That is what he saw you do.
He also grew seeing his father
drinking. Now, by that time when you'll be needing him very much, please take me to see Dr. So and so.
He'll be drinking as well.
He'll be drinking and he'll be needing your car all the time.
But you see, even you as a father, you cannot tell him drinking is wrong because you modeled it to him.
You still drink. You modeled that for him to come and follow your footsteps.
So if he was asked, he would also say, this is what I saw my father doing.
Yeah, but what we do, we should restrict ourselves. We should restrict ourselves, whether we like it or not. This is the hardest part. Your daughters, you have to show them, mommy, it's not done this way. Yeah. And then your sons, you have to call them. Sometimes we take them out.
Make some time with them. Take a drive out with them.
Take a drive out there with them.
Right.
And that will be so good because this will just make them understand their dad better than even when you meet at home.
And have real conversations.
Yes. Have real conversation. Talk to your son. Mwambie hapa, if you ukipita hapa unaanguka. Yeah. Yes. And that way, that is why we shall be able to bring our youth back on the track.
On course.
Back on the track.
So the older generation must take bigger responsibility.
Yes, we are very lucky that we are able to discuss this issue now.
Right. We
are very lucky.
Right.
It's because we have that instinct. It is telling us that something wrong is happening there.
Right.
And something happened that it really could not have happened if only some people are were responsible. Now we are not lucky. We are lucky, but our children are not lucky. I don't know what we shall do.
But it means we must then have this conversation.
We have to.
It is the only option we have.
Yes, it's the only option we have.
If we don't use this one now,
then the children will be taught by the dunia, like the song I did.
Yeah.
Adomalegwe kadifosi shana nesho ire yagade na jogwigere ire konyita na nyekine oyo naga oru. I think
that's just what it is.
I did that song. Yeah.
Because then you must ask yourself, if this continues this way, what happens 2 generations down the road?
They will all be on the streets. Honestly, they wouldn't even be having any housing for the all roof over their head. They wouldn't care for that. They would be living on the streets.
Wow. I think, JB, we must just have this conversation.
We have to. We have to.
But it also means your voices must be heard more.
I am trying my best, and I would like to do better.
Yes.
But except for some people who think maybe they are wiser than I.
Right.
But I still strive,
right,
and at least make them to bring them to understanding.
Yes.
Yes.
Because we cannot continue this way.
Yeah. But the problem here is the parents.
Yeah.
There's a song that I did. It's called Divorce. I was talking about those homes that people have divorced. And I was saying that the child is left alone when the husband and the wife
are fighting.
The child is left alone. Yes, and in that place I said, kaigwa mwana ne agagithomo, kaigwa mwana ne agagya kuria. So you can.
The child does not go to school.
The child does not go to school. Has nothing to eat.
They're just loitering on the streets.
They come out looking for something to eat, and then they just go to the dustbins, start picking.
Picking what they can find.
Yes.
Purely because the parents fought.
Yes. Purely because of the parents.
It was not a mistake of the child.
Yes, it's not. If you imagine that child from the house going out and looking for anything to do because he is not in school, and then finding nothing to do, he start collecting things that have fallen at the dustbin and they start eating them. Whose fault is that? It is the wazazi. It is the wazazi. Because I also go to the other verse that says, gakerekera mabuvaine gakanywaga munada wa thutha gatweka mukora kaiya gakoragwo na mahiga. Oh no. You see, I follow the child, that one. The child goes to the dustbins and they even starts stealing. Yes, sniffs glue. Becomes a thug.
Then he's stoned and dies.
Then he is stoned and
what is the root of the problem?
It is the wazazi. And that is what we are now. Look, we should learn from songs like those ones because this is what is happening now. You see? And then after I do that, and then I go to the next verse.
Yes.
And in that verse I say, a child would have become a president. A child would become a professor. A child would become a doctor. Anapigwa na mawe mpaka anakufa. I am challenging the parents because we shouldn't go that road now because that is where we are heading.
As we abdicate our responsibility,
exactly. We are too busy.
A child will become a president, but ended up being shot
and
because they were found in crime.
Yeah.
Or a child would have become a professor.
A professor.
But they were put a tire.
Yes.
Because they were either caught stealing.
Yes. Ends up at the road doing stealing things from other people.
But these are the outcomes.
This is the
challenges that happened at home.
Exactly. That we let. In fact, it's like unaachilia. Inafanyika kila kitu ukiangalia and then you start crying later.
So we must come back and fix home.
We come back
at home.
Yes,
we've got to fix
yes.
And parents must take responsibility.
There is some work that we left.
Yes.
And this is why we have a lot of problems here.
Right.
Yes.
If we don't fix that, then these outcomes
we have no hope for the future. Yes. These children
so this is a wake-up call, JB.
It's a wake-up call. Now, because Kamaro is not here,
yes,
doesn't mean that people shouldn't. At least these other artists should try in this. Kila mtu anajaribu. You talk to the society. Pass the message.
Pass the message.
Talk to everyone who can hear.
Right.
Those who want to hear and those who doesn't want to hear.
Let's save our nation.
At least let's save us, our
and
nation.
Save our generation.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know,
exactly.
JB, the thing that worries me is the fact that then you guys started very well.
Yes.
The Camaros of this world packaged very beautiful messages.
Yes.
But unfortunately, it looks like that agenda is getting hijacked. And now the songs that initially were good songs.
Wow. The songs that are being sung today are not songs.
It's a different story altogether.
No, it's a tragedy.
You know, if someone would hear that we are holding a conversation with a Mogidi one, they would wonder, hey, what has happened?
What has happened?
Because in the way people know the Mogidi kind of songs.
Yes. The music that we did.
Yes.
It was informing the nation.
Right. It was a mirror to society.
Yeah, it was a mirror to society.
Right.
But the music that we have now is not music.
Right.
It is a tragedy. Something bad is happening.
The music is a tragedy.
The media,
yes.
The media, it is giving us things that we shouldn't even get. We should not
be listening to.
We shouldn't be listening to.
Right.
But that is what they like very much at this time because they have to make money.
Right.
And they says, if you want to make money when you are in the media, you sell everything. That is including nakedness.
Right.
If you don't do that, you don't get money.
Right.
Now, there is this problem here with some people from another country singing music.
Right.
And then they say, piga what? What is it called? There's a song I heard another artist, piga deki.
Right, yes.
Those the kind of piga deki. Right. Are not asking themselves, what is deki?
What is this? Yes.
Yes, what is this?
Right.
What is kupiga deki?
We have permitted very funny things.
There are things that we are ignoring that definitely will come back to haunt us later.
Because that's what our children are consuming.
They will, because that is what the children are consuming.
And that's what they grow up with.
Yeah, and then why don't you worry that the child does not ask you what is deki? Kupiga deki mami ni kufanyaje ama dadi ni kufanyaje? They don't come looking for that answers. Why? They know.
They already know.
They already know. They are not even asking the parents what is deki because they know what is happening, what the deki means. You parents don't even know what is the deki. Why? And this is what we are being fed by our media, and so we have nothing also to do ourselves. We cannot do it, but at least you can influence. You can talk to these people. Let's not have that kind of music.
Because unfortunately, JB, man, the songs we hear have become very vulgar.
Very
songs
vulgar.
That you guys built very nicely.
Yes.
And with direction and etc. have just become completely vulgar.
They have been. You see, the way these people want it to happen, just as if as the others are doing in the other countries. Now, but these are our children. These are our children. They are not those people's children. So if we allow this to happen, you definitely at the end of it all, you'll have a problem.
This is our future.
Yes.
It's our tomorrow.
It's our tomorrow. And it looks like we don't have a future anymore.
We have a future that is threatened. It's completely threatened.
Yeah, it is. What we are going to do now here, and what I would play that should happen, it is those things that are shown on TV and those things that are said on radios, they should be looked upon first and then discussed about them before you even give them to the audience, so that you see, if you find something that the children should not be given, you omit it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But because there are other artists from other countries are exploiting our quietness. Yes.
We hope we can do something about this generation. And I think, JB, to correct and to save our next generation,
yes,
I think we'll have to be a very conscious action.
If we don't do it now, nobody's will do it for us, and it will be like we have left our children on their own.
Because we are at the brink.
Yeah, we are at the brink. So you don't. I can only tell the parents, don't cry when something befalls your children because of you are being not there for them. Don't cry. Just watch it. You watch over it, and then know that you caused it.
You're almost sort of saying, JB, we need to welcome parents back home.
I think that is what should happen.
Like welcoming parents back home.
Yes, because our shows and our agukas, they did a lot for us. I think that's where some of us have become very ignorant. Because aguka would tell his kaguka or the grandchild,
right,
don't do this, and the child would understand and would even say, Paul, I won't repeat that.
Right.
But you guys are not even talking to our children. Nobody's talking to their children. They are just left to look for answers by themselves. It's dangerous.
It's a tough place to be. It's a tough place to be. And,
yes.
and unfortunately, I think, JB, as you almost bring this to an end, I think two things for me break my heart is to imagine, number one, what you intended for very good direction and guidance.
Yes.
One has been adulterated.
Yes.
With a lot of vulgar
yes.
stuff.
Yes.
But also number two, I wonder whether then who the beneficiary of the original songs is. Whether it is you or it is the other people that play these things.
No, actually, there's a problem here. I think when the songs are vulgarized, as I can say, vulgarized by these Mugithi cowboys. Surely, what comes out of what they have done is nothing good at all. Because they say things that you wouldn't want to even repeat when the children are there. And I know some of us who goes to visit these clubs, obviously they know one or two things that they don't like about those songs anymore. But it's like a disease that befallen on our youth because they think they can make money on one man guitaring, and then what they do is just bring something that has been discarded kitambo by some other artists, and we complained about that as an artist, alleged. We complained about that and said we don't want that thing to happen to us again. But it's creeping back. It's creeping back, honestly. It's coming, hiding. But it's creeping back, and it has come back to our bars, our performance places. These things are coming back, and they are not good at all, because a child who hears those words being mentioned inside there always maybe will think it's something, where you keep repeating them outside there, and you never even like to hear it at all. But I think there are those institutions that are better than I
to do this work,
or even inform on the society of all these things that we do that are not good, and all these things, the way they can be collected, but somebody or somewhere is sleeping on his job, and that is why this is always happening. Because definitely, if you allow this to happen, definitely it will come back to bite on us. Yes.
I hope we act before it's too late.
We have to. These are children, unless they are not, you don't want to acknowledge they are yours. So it is here wazazi waamke.
Na warudi nyumbani.
Na warudi nyumbani.
JB, I am so honored that a legend like you would dignify our time, and that you would allow us to speak back to society.
Asante.
Because we watch these things every day.
Yes.
And they disturb us every day.
Every day.
And if we don't talk about them, then it shall be assumed it's okay for them to continue.
Doing what they are doing.
But I think we must put a strong voice and say it is not okay.
It is not okay.
And the society is not okay.
True.
And when parents are not home, it is not okay.
It is not okay.
And when our children are just being permitted to do what they need to do, it is also not okay.
Yeah.
And while we think it is light today, just somewhere down the road, we shall pay a price.
We shall, definitely at the end of the tunnel,
we shall pay a very heavy price.
We shall pay a very
and it is
price.
Too heavy a price.
It involves your children.
Right.
Yes. That's why we should all remember. It involves our children.
Right.
Yes. And definitely we shall cry.
And JB, I must say thank you that you'd allow us to place a mirror before ourselves.
Yes.
And say, this is what we are looking like now.
This is how we are today.
This is how we are today.
Yes, and we need to change.
And it must change.
Yeah. Like an artist who just said that he looked in the, he always consulted the mirror. He would go in front of the mirror and say, man, are you doing the right thing? Yeah, pointing at his own image.
Correct.
Yes, we should all go to the mirror. Are we doing the right thing?
And when we don't like what we see in the mirror, we don't break the mirror. We fix ourselves.
We fix ourselves.
Because the problem is not the mirror.
It is not the mirror.
It is
us. Yes, it is us. Yeah, we are destroying our culture. We are destroying our good living. Definitely something is going wrong here. We fix it. Yeah, if we can't fix it, somebody is going to fix our children.
Right.
Yeah.
Or we'll go pick them in the rehabs.
Obviously, that is what these days today. All the counties everywhere, rehabs are sprouting up.
It's big business now.
It's a big business. Yeah.
Because something was not fixed at the right time.
Exactly. And you don't even want to see your child in a rehab because he is not treated as a child of anybody. You know, who is responsible. He is not treated that way. It's a harsh place. He is treated like somebody who is insane. That's how he is treated.
So the time to act is now.
The time to act is now.
And this message must be held.
Yes. Otherwise, we shall end up, our children will always end up at the rehab. Yeah. And when they go to rehab, they don't come out as they were, fresh as they were before. No?
Or as the song said, some of them will be shot. Some of them will have a work attire.
Yes, work attire. And then
or others in prison.
Somebody who would have been a president.
A president.
Yes.
A professor.
Yes, had been a
leader of the society.
Had been shot out there. He has been burnt with a tire just because a parent forgot to inform him that doing this and that is bad.
And the question must be, so how many more children must we lose?
Definitely, we have a history. There are many. We have lost so many. We don't know what to do because we are ignorant and we are closing our ears on this. We should be brave enough to say we lost it. Then you go looking for it.
We must talk about it even when it's uncomfortable.
We must talk about it.
And confront it.
Put off your TVs.
And let's talk as a family.
And let's talk
Switch
as
the
a
thing
family.
off.
Switch the thing off.
Yes.
Yeah. Remove all the phones at the table. Let us talk one-on-one. Let's hear everyone's story. Let's hear it. That is where the buck stops. If we don't do that, then we are done. We are done. It will hound on us. Yes.
Folks, man, I hope you had the words of a wise man. He has seen it. He has watched it. He has talked about it. He keeps reminding us. He is a voice of reason. That if we don't do something now, we may have a problem.
At the end.
Down the road.
Definitely, yes.
We'll have a challenge down the road.
We'll have a challenge.
But we still have an opportunity. Switch that TV off, my friend. Have the conversation. Confront even that which is uncomfortable. Because then if you don't deal with it now, we will deal with a bigger pain down the road, man. And the gold mine that was meant to be a president, and the gold mine that was meant to be a professor, and the gold mine that was meant to be a leader, then shall be curtailed. Just because then we cannot put a pause and have the necessary conversations, my friend. What a joy it has been just hanging out with these great legends. JB himself, giving his own story, giving his own observations, and speaking to the conscience and the moral fabric of a society, and reminding us that it is not all okay today. It is not all well. And something must change. But most likely it changes in your living room. It changes in the conversations that you're having right in your sitting room. Once in a while, JB reminds us we may need to switch off the phones and switch off the televisions. We may switch everything off.
Yes.
And switch on the relevant conversations that must be held in our homes. Otherwise, a few short years down the road, we might be courting a disaster greater than we even appreciate and greater than we understand. Well, we come on the Goldmine show to sound that alarm bell and say to you, it is not too well. But we have a small window, JB.
Yes.
If we can hold the conversations.
If only we can try to do our best on this. It's not very late. But definitely time is running out on us.
And running out fast.
And running out fast. Yes. Here we have to make a decision. Whether we take it or whether we leave it. That's how it is now.
I don't know how else to end the show, my friends, but that's just what it is, man. We've got to do what we've got to do to salvage the next generation. And the older generations must take a bigger responsibility. And we must build a moral campus and fabric of our community. You're a gold mine, my friends. And don't you allow the vice of today compromise the gold mine that you are. To the parents out there, you're raising the next presidents. You're raising the next leaders. You're raising, and we are raising, the next leaders that must be depended on. We must take that responsibility like a sacred duty and do everything it takes to build the next generation. Well, don't you forget to follow us on the Goldmine Show on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and everywhere else. Most importantly, man, share and spread this word. And let's do our bit in building a community greater than we found. Now allow me just to thank these amazing legends.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much,
Asante,
JB.
karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Ndio.
Thank you for remaining the voice of reason.
I'm also happy because I met you and we were able to do this and put it together for the nation to hear all this. And in a way, praying that the wazazis will be wazazis.
And welcome back home, wazazis.
And welcome, yes, come back home as wazazis.
Right.
Exactly. And our children will mean our children.
Right.
But not just other people. Walienda wapi, walikaa wapi, walikula wapi. We have to take responsibility.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. No shortcuts.
No shortcut.
No shortcut.
Definitely, the nature does not allow us to have any shortcut on this.
Right.
It is impossible.
Right.
You either face it or look the other way. And my friend, something bad, when it comes and hits you on the face, that's when you remember you lost something important. You lost something that you can never regain again. That's how it is. Yes.
Thank you, JB.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Karibu.
Thank you so much.
Karibu.
Nashukuru sana.
Asante.
And keep speaking.
I will.
Keep singing as well.
I will keep speaking every day.
Please.
I will try to sing better songs.
Right.
I will inform the youth and the society.
Right.
But I also want those at the other end of the conversation
to
assist.
Yes.
Let us remove the obstacles.
Right.
Let's help one another.
Right.
Let's not just look about what we get or what we gain out of all this.
Right.
Let's look at our children and the other people that we are looking upon on, and then know that I'll watch your back. And you'll be watching my back.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And that's how we build a strong community.
That's how we build a strong community.
And the authorities that need to safeguard us from vulgarizing what you're doing must also do their work.
If we don't do that, we just allow other people to make money with what we are with. Imagine making money with where we are hurting in our mind.
Right.
We shall have nothing else to say.
And unfortunately, some of that money is building vulgar, and we're also losing a generation.
Exactly, we are losing a generation, yes, where somebody else is making money.
Right.
Definitely,
we must fix.
There, we have to know what we should do and what we shouldn't do, and then we should take care of our generation.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Karibu.
Thank you.
Karibu.
Thank you. I'm honored to have hosted
it's
you.
My pleasure.
Very, very honored to have hosted you.
Yes.
And it almost feels like the Camaro generation, the JB generation. It feels a great generation.
It's coming back.
And thank you. I'm happy that you're coming
back. It's another Camaro
now. We have today's Camaro.
Yes, we have today's Camaro, yes. I'll be there for you.
Asante.
Yes.
Asante.
I'll be there for them.
Yes.
And as long as they'll be there for me.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I'll tell my truth.
Yes.
And I'll stick to the light years. Definitely.
Asante.
Asante kabisa.
Asante sana.
Ndio.
Thank you.
Ndio.
Thank you, man.
Yes.
I mean, it's not every day you host a legend like Mr. JB, man. Voice of reason, voice of direction. Until next time, God bless you, my friend. Keep remembering that you're a gold mine. Don't you quit on yourself, but keep working the greatness that is on the inside of you. Until next time, God bless you. And as we say it on the Goldmine Show, keep becoming.